Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hey, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, and we have Linky on here as well. Oh my gosh!
Frank, good news.
And Amanda, hello. How are you? Nice to see you, Amanda.
You.
Yeah. So, what is the cost of happiness? The cost of happiness, and what about the idea that we are spending a lot of time on trying to be working, and frustrated, and not getting anywhere, and we're not happy. We're just losing double time. Oh, double time.
Yes, yes. So welcome, Amanda. Welcome, Bear. Good to see you folks here. Welcome, welcome. Happy days to all of you.
Happy Jays. Oh, hello and welcome. But I also had understanding that it is a nice, beautiful fall day.
It is.
And we have some awesome, great temperatures out here in the north. San Diego is much warmer.
I believe you, but I'm having a grand day here.
It doesn't matter how cold it gets, does it?
No, weather for me is only about clothing. And the secret of being a successful Canadian is knowing how to dress.
See, and you've got that secret down, part that's amazing.
I do.
I haven't yet figured out that secret, so I like walking out with not much on.
Not a good idea. Hello, Lincoln. No. Good to see you again.
Good to see you.
Oh my gosh, you've got a smile. We just love you here. We're just thankful that you're here. Thank you.
I am thankful and grateful also to being here.
Wow, that is amazing. You do light up our life when you actually join us and you're listening to it. So what do you think the cost of happiness is? Just off the cuff, you've seen the title. What's the cost of happiness to you?
Cost of unhappiness, you mean?
What? Oh, I'm sorry. The
cost of unhappiness. I tried, but it's not good. And I decided never, ever again. So it was enough.
So you found enough in the respect that you don't have. You can always choose happiness.
Yes.
So choosing that happiness each day liberates you in some way.
Anyways, I would say.
Not long.
Anyway, for sure.
Yeah. Why would? Okay. I'll go along with that. Absolutely. So.
Yes.
So many gifts. Thank you for being here, and thanks for the gifts. Thank you for the
many gifts. Thank you.
Welcome.
Do you know how simple that communication is, though? Linky, I really appreciate it because it is very powerful. What you say, yes, and yes, and thank you. That's
yeah. Here's another good one
to your
for
subconscious. I think it's just amazing that all the time.
I forgive you, you forgive me.
Can you hear me
Build
okay?
in peace, love and harmony.
Yes, yes, yes.
As necessary.
Okay.
Because it's coming from inside.
Exactly.
And that is amazing.
Better than the west side?
Better than the outside.
Yes, yes, yes.
Better than the outside. That's funny.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
So the cost of unhappiness. Oh my goodness, what a price we pay.
We do, because our family doesn't want to be around us. Our friends don't really want to be around us if we're unhappy. I would say that most of the time that if they have an inkling that you're being a little frustrated, they're gone. They don't even want to talk to you. It's kind of lonely.
That reminds me of an old song.
But they can choose.
They can choose. That's true. They can choose. But they sometimes don't know themselves, and that's what I've learned over the past, that they don't really know themselves. And
no, there's a lack of awareness.
That's the crazy. So how do we create all the people in your life being aware that unhappiness is something that is a choice, that we can choose the happy moments? I mean, that's a big question. I mean, I think it merits some answer.
No, but if you think about it, when you're feeling unhappy, chances are you are questioning yourself and your own ability and your own skills and your own achievement, and you are pointing the finger out at someone else. Now let's analyze that for a second. Are we really as small as we think we are? Or
many of us think that, including myself.
I have as well.
So,
and what's the root of that? Is comparison and negative judgment.
Exactly. I compare myself to other people.
Why would we do that? We cannot be the same as anybody else.
No, because we are unique.
Exactly. You can't even be the same as you were yesterday.
Yes, yes, yes.
That's true.
So, the point is comparison. I've said this here before, to compare is to despair. Because what we tend to do is to compare other people's strong points and their gifts with our weaknesses. Now, of course, we're going to lose out in that.
Wow.
But what we want,
of course,
everybody has both strengths and weaknesses. There are no perfect people, even though some people give you that impression or cultivate that impression. But there are no perfect people. Everybody has strengths and weaknesses, or strong points and areas that they're less strong in. So if we focus on the strengths of everybody around and our own strengths, then we become a good working group that's both happy and successful.
Where's the uniqueness in the happy and successful? How do we determine whether those strengths are powerful?
There are some personality tests online that you can easily get, and you can find your own strengths. Strengths Finder 2.0 is a good one.
Strength Finders 2.0. So that
and you can find out what your strengths are. You can get everybody around you tested. And you can post it in a big poster on the wall so everybody knows what everybody's good at. And they don't ask them to do things that they're not good at. And they appreciate them and go to them when that's the thing that they're good at.
So it's called StrengthsFinder
2.0.
2.0.
It's a really good one. I think it costs like $10.
And you can figure out your strengths and who you match
exactly.
up with.
Because what we tend to do is hang out with the people who have the same strengths we do. That's a bad idea. What we want to do is hang around with people who have different strengths than we do, so we can all cover each other's weak spots.
Right.
Yeah.
StrengthsFinder 2.0. It's a great spot. And then when we take on that analogy, so when we find people that have different strengths than you, we got to learn to acknowledge them in them, and sometimes that's frustrating.
How can acknowledging somebody else's goodness be frustrating?
That's it.
Because what you're doing is appreciating them, and then that appreciates to even more, and more than likely they'll come back at you with some back for you.
God, yes. Wow. Myers-Briggs, you ever use those?
I've used Myers-Briggs as well. It's another way that you can, define for each other who everybody is, so that you work on your strengths and not your weaknesses. Yep, you can do that too.
Numerology?
I haven't used numerology so much. There's probably a way, but I don't know.
Got it. So, okay, and then is it determined by the birthday?
That's astrology.
Or you don't
astrology is another way of finding out what you are really good at and what you're not so good at, and then you can, the important thing is to compare apples with apples. So if you got one tool and you get everybody on your team or your family or your group together, they all do the same thing, then you can compare them. And you can say, okay, so in this case, hey, we need this problem solved. Steven! Hey, we need this thing taken out to the world. Robert! We need to have some inspiration here. Lincoln! That way, when you know what it is you want, you know who's good at it. Like for them, it's natural. They don't have to work to do what they're really strong at. It's just natural. So you get everybody doing what they're best at, and the whole thing is working really coherently and cohesively. Yeah, it's win, 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 win. Thank you.
So the magic is in finding that harmony with the people that have their strengths. Their strengths are so, and they show up. They can show up in either the personality or the birth date, and on this particular site, that give that, or is it just you? The
point is, everybody has them, and the more we focus on them, the better they get at them, and the more we pay attention to this, the more we can make sure that our group has all of them, or all the ones that are important to us, and then we don't get blindsided. And we get really productive. Okay, so this is the profitability of happiness, not the cost of unhappiness. Hello, it's good to see you,
Wilching, my name is H.
Unhappiness, it costs pain. Yes.
Japan.
A worthy price and a worthwhile thing, or I can say a negative harmony, so I'm going to call that disharmony, to be killed forever. I think you're on to something really important there, H, because one of the costs of happiness, if we don't pay attention to the minor costs, then one of the major costs is pain. So, what are the costs of unhappiness? Okay, so first of all, there's a relationship cost. Because when we're unhappy, we tend to point the finger. And so we have these conflictual relationships. And these conflicting relationships really break down productivity, they cost money, they cost emotion, and they cause lack of useful ideas and their implementation. So there's no cooperation or collaboration. So as soon as we start doing that, then we start to get into the costs of conflict. And the costs of conflict are many. So conflict is the cause of pain.
Money.
Now the pain starts off slow. So it gets into initially pain of inaction, incompletion, and guilt from not getting the important things done. Then it moves on from there into overconsumption usually, which leads to lack of fitness and health, which thanks for that, Bear. Right? And then as it gets worse and worse, then if action is not taken, then it moves into the realm of the numbing agent. So that's what I call things like drinking or over coffee consumption or over shopping, over use of screens for just drifting and wasting time, overuse of like television is a common one. And not that any of these things are bad on their own. Smoking is another one. Drugs is another one. And bitch sessions, gossip is another one, where you just sit around and you complain about other people.
That's chronic.
Oh, yeah.
That's chronic.
Very chronic. Now you get around and you talk about them. Well, really, you're talking about yourself.
Not responsible for yourself. So
Yeah,
nobody put you there where you are. Just yourself.
You're so right.
And even when you put your fingers, one is looking at you. So for
So
sure.
the cost of unhappiness is immense and ongoing. Everything we're doing that takes the place of action is a cost of unhappiness. And that's all the stuff we're trying to bring in when we're avoiding giving out. So I think it was Churchill who said, you make a living by what you get. You make a life by what you give. So,
Yes, you need to give and receive.
It's great to give, but to give, you got to produce.
Yes.
And produce takes effort, thought and effort. And it goes a whole lot easier if your emotions are high. So this is the value of happiness and the cost of unhappiness.
Right. So creating that emotional energy from the baseline of being in harmony and being happy first and foremost creates the foundation for the energy to move in faster and more in faster ways that we've ever experienced.
Like I am so much more productive now than I used to be. I used to struggle to get 5 things done in a day. And now I get 15 done regularly. Because I approach it from the happy heart.
And if just because you've took that big chunk of the unhappiness, the threats, all the things that possibly could go wrong, you've just eliminated it out of your way of being, the way you're thinking, so that the only thoughts that really matter right now are the high productive. Well, I'm excited about this being accomplished.
Well, I've talked about that before too, but I keep a new achievement list. I don't keep a to-do list. So I'm excited about these new achievements. They make me feel really good.
And you do more.
Yeah. So many of us have bought into Murphy's Law. Everything that can go wrong will go wrong. And we sit there and we ruminate on it. And as we do that, it's like a prayer for it. And a prayer is a
affirmation. Affirmation goes into your subconscious mind. An affirmation of what you don't want. And you wonder why.
Because it's there.
Because you brought it to you. You attracted it. You manifested it.
So the simple law of attraction here is that we can, if we're in a smiley, good-natured beings, which we're normally that way when we're born, we can attract anything in our lives because of the happiness that we are experiences. Even if we are to do any type of tasks, it brings that vibration up inside your body to connect at a different time, at any time, to someone else's vibration. Oh, I want that. I want this because I'm happy. I can attract that.
This is definitely a part of it. Like in my journey of getting happy again, like I have in vibrant health. I have great fitness. And I almost never have accidents. And when I do have accidents, they don't hurt. And when I have an accident, I go inside, I say, okay, how did I attract that to me? What's the lesson for me? Okay,
how did I attract that to me? So some people think you have car accidents.
Oh, yeah, and it's the other guy's fault. Yeah.
It's the other guy's fault. It's not my fault.
But what they speak about and what they feel, that is the problem they attract.
So what they speak about, what they feel. So then ultimately, they're the ones that created the accident, even though they didn't run a stop sign.
Somehow, we are attracting these things to us. We are manifesting machines. That's all we are doing. We are manifesting outside of us what's happening inside of us. So if we have a belief inside of us that the world is bombarding us and it's pain everywhere we go, then that's going to come to us.
And they are surprised.
Now, I met a person who had a belief that was, I am a punching bag. So what do you think happens to that person?
Of course. He's getting punched or every which way.
Disaster after disaster. Pain and burden after pain and burden after pain and burden. And were they ready to change that belief?
It's a recipe.
No.
They're not. No. It's like they'll keep going on and on and on and on and on. And they don't realize
they don't understand that they're manifesting things. They think life is happening to them.
And there's so many things like that are unconscious.
Everything in our life we're manifesting.
Idea.
Yes.
Yeah, I believe I know that. Yes. Lincoln, you're like you drive it home.
It's
that's
true.
Funny, but that's true. Like, yes. Yeah.
So do we want to manifest cost?
It's so critical.
Or do we want to manifest profit?
Yes. Profit. For sure.
So
let's Manifest profit.
Yes.
Yes.
I got to tell you, when I made the first $1 million, it was really simple. Because, well, it was simple because I never allowed anybody to tell me differently. You know, I would not allow it. I would just, no, we're just doing it this way. And I was focused head first, going for it. This was 40 years ago. I didn't let any of that outside, somebody saying you couldn't do it. There was a ton of people saying you couldn't do it. But you did it because
you had a knowing.
Knew it from
For sure. I am not millionaire, but I want to be. So I wish, and I know I will be, just when coming the time. So I believe that.
Well, the very thing that, yeah, exactly. You can believe you become it, because now it only takes a moment or two to get rid of those thoughts that don't really resonate with that particular goal.
I resonate all the time, so. And it's not my problem. I don't need to know where come. I know it's coming, it's there, so I ordered.
Oh, that is hilarious.
Yes.
You just ordered it up.
And in the way, so I don't know it's where, but I feel that it's in the way.
You ordered it up and it's
I
on
feel
its way, correct? It's on its
way.
Yes, it is.
That is really good.
Yeah. So do we want to pay the cost? Like what does it help me to criticize someone else? Can you put yourself ahead by putting someone else down?
Well, you do it for 30 seconds or so. You can absolutely, you think you're ahead because you just put somebody.
But if you believe in karma.
Everything coming back to you.
Yeah.
So that's it. You need to be good all the time.
And good feels good. Doing good, being good feels good.
So that's it. Yeah. And we are caught, the karma is because we create our own karma.
Yes. You are the master of your karma.
So even if it's even not even in this lifetime, you brought in karma from another lifetime, you still have the option to change that through the repetitious thoughts of good and happiness. Each time you're praising yourself, you're allowing yourself to acknowledge the best in you, and people resonate with that. Then the karma from your past life skips this lifetime.
Yes, exactly. You can overcome anything in the past. The past is not here.
But it's true.
No, but the past is not here. The past doesn't exist anymore.
Right.
You can look around, you can't find it. Oh, nope, it's not here. Is it over there?
Nope.
No past over there?
Yeah, no past anywhere.
No. So anything that happened back there is gone. But you and me, we're still here.
Yes.
So we survived it. And we can learn from it. And we can let it go. Because the past only exists in the mind.
Amanda says that the karma can still bite you.
If you let.
So karma lasts until you resolve it. How do you resolve it? By acceptance, permission, forgiveness, learning, and gratitude. And so You let go of that old idea. It's in the past. Doesn't exist. I exist separate from my thoughts.
Okay. Separate from your thoughts. So if you have thoughts.
So the past is only thoughts.
Right. So the past are only thoughts. So you can bring up those thoughts, and those are karmic in nature, or karma in nature. So those can be actually perpetuated or actually be rolling around in your mind, thought patterns. And that's how they manifest in your life, because you're thinking about them so often.
Yeah.
Because of some holy shoot. I mean, books, there's all kinds of books written on Greek mythology and stuff like that I've read that you brought this karma into this lifetime. Oh my gosh, and you thought about the book that you read. You know what? That book isn't worth reading.
Exactly. Want to know a book that's worth reading?
Wow.
Happiness works.
That's a long definition, but it's so true. You got to be careful what you read.
Yes.
Wow, I love the way they're evening us up in the hands here.
But if you take the book in your hand and you feel happy, even you don't read it, you can read it. But if you don't feel anything, might be you don't read.
And it makes you happy.
Yes.
Wow, man, oh man, oh man, oh man.
Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. It's so empowering and scary to realize.
God, if anybody got this on this blab today.
We are the power.
We are the power because our brains control our bodies, our brains control our thoughts, our brains control our actions, and it has an immense impact on how we live our life day to day.
Yes. It is the governing of the way we lead our life day to day for most of us.
That governing is so...
Most of us are asleep most of the time, including me. We're asleep most of the time, just working on habit. And then ruminating on all the bad stuff.
Yeah,
but let that go. But the more you ruminate on something, the deeper it embeds in your memories. Because neurons that fire together wire together. We know that from David Dodge. So the rumination, which is also called worry, which is repetition of the negativity, actually burns it into our mind. What we want to burn into our mind is what we want. That's what I want to burn into my mind. Hello, H. Welcome.
Wilting, welcome. Hello. You're on.
Welcome.
Can you hear us, Wilting?
We don't see you, but we can hear you, I think. Are you there?
She is. I think she is.
Bad connection.
She's trying to.
Konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa. She seems.
Very good. Very good. Okay. So, where were we?
No, I really get the repetitive thoughts. The thoughts that we are repetitive continuously over and over. Because if anybody's got a busy mind, they better know very quickly. They need to shut down those thoughts that are not.
Shut down the busy mind.
What's that?
Easy to shut down the busy mind. People that have busy minds ask the question why too much.
Get that flash out of here.
Why doesn't have a fixed answer. doesn't have a good answer in many, many cases.
Only if it's used in a positive way.
Exactly.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
Exactly. So when you
got
ask
that one.
why all the time, you are really making your mind busy because it's seeking.
So what's possible in this situation? So what is possible is to stop the repetitious thoughts that are negative. That's what's possible.
That is possible. It is to release them and replace them with positive thoughts.
So I replace them with love and happiness and joy and compassion.
Yes, and achievement and collaboration.
Find those.
Health and
I'm happy and healthy. I'm happy and grateful.
Yes.
I'm happy and grateful and satisfied.
Yes.
I'm happy and grateful and sexy. I'm happy and grateful and rich. I'm happy and grateful to have everything is happening to me in a fun, exciting way.
Yeah.
Yes, yes,
yes. That's exactly right.
How many times a day do I need to say that?
Everything is until it becomes automatic.
Till nothing else can come in the way of it.
Every time you have some counter thought.
That's what the clicker's for.
Yes, yes, yes.
I know, and you got that happy thought, and you're clicking away. That next thought, well, I'm going to click again. Oh, I got
yes, again.
Wow, that is powerful.
It is.
How do we get this to have everyone else understand this?
Well, you got a few choices. You can start just working on using the tools, to accept yourself the way you are, to give yourself permission to grow, and then to do the forgiveness work and the learning work, and then to move ahead in gratitude. You can do that. And that's a good way. Or you can just start using affirmations or afformations, whichever you prefer. Or you can start reading positive material every day. You can start a meditation practice. You can start a fitness practice. You can start a connection to nature practice. You can start an artistic practice. You can do all kinds of things. But the biggest thing to do is get positive and get active.
No matter what it is.
Get positive and get active. What do I want? How can I get it? Why is it important?
Well, and then sit with those, because those are, even finding those answers, we can go down a whole list of things and create being happy in the moment, finding out and learning new things over and over. That can be exciting.
Discovery and expansion feel really good.
Wow.
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, so I have a question for you, Robert.
Uh-huh.
So you told us how you made $1 million.
I did.
Tell us now how you lost it.
I lost it because I allowed, I know the day practically of when I lost it. And that was, it was something my father said to me.
Ah, right.
And
you started to question yourself.
I started to question myself, why I was doing it, because I was so committed and focused. And I had not only lost 1 million, I lost 6.
Oh, wow. So all that went from knowing to questioning the self.
I questioned myself because I was 21 years old. He was 30 years older than I, and 37 years older than I. So I turned around and in fact, I lost for 40 years. I've lost that connection with my father.
Yeah. So you lost your knowing?
Yep, my knowing. Exactly.
And then when your knowing went, your money went.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's and almost to the day. I can remember that day in front of the shed, and you know, I thought I was done for the planet. I wasn't going to be on the planet anymore either. So, and it was,
wow.
yeah, exactly. So I completely lost it, and this was 37 years ago or 30 some years ago. So yeah, so that's how I lost it, because of that energy coming in.
That incident is an important one to heal.
Yeah, I have done a lot of work on healing that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a big one. It's a huge big one, because from that particular day, I questioned everything I did. I went into substance. I mean, I was probably drinking 12 beers a day.
Yeah, I've been there.
And I mean, yeah. And prior to that, even a couple of years prior to that, cutting deals, making deals, went up, made $6 million, lost it all.
Yeah,
because of the thoughts shifted, and the shifted because my worthiness went out the window.
Yeah, you accepted his negative impression of himself.
Yep, I accepted his impression on me, but it's really an impression that he had inside, because he didn't turn it around.
Yeah.
So exactly. He was mad about that.
Yeah, I think.
And he just took a lot of years to come up with the right words to hit me with them.
Yeah.
And somehow it resonated with me, and he was able to. It was able to.
Knock you down a few pegs.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so now we know I can and I am.
I can and I am. I'm not sure there's healing to do other than I recognize it.
Yeah.
If you sense that, I would totally. I'm back here with my dad now, so I'm not. Even when I go see him, I appreciate him. I thank him for the lessons he's taught me.
Yeah.
What else can you do today? I mean, today
exactly. That's the whole thing to do. And then does he do it back to you?
No.
So that would be nice, but it's not essential.
Never happens. In fact, it still brings up the past 37 or 40 years ago.
Oh, wow.
That's what I did 40 years ago.
So he's living in the past.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
His whole existence is the past.
His whole existence.
In his mind, his past is in front of him.
Exactly. He does put that in front.
Yes.
Yeah, noticing that. Yeah, very true.
But he doesn't have a picture of his future there.
No, he says he wants to live to 107. He tells other people that. But that was the first time I heard something of the future.
So he does have some future there.
Well, honest to godly, he's never had. He says he kept saying for 40 years he was going to die. They just.
And now, all of a sudden,
he's talking about he's going to live till he's 107.
All right. Decisions are powerful.
Decisions are powerful. They could. I wouldn't know. So, but, I've learned to.
Did you look at Will Ching's comment? That yesterday I read a book of Albert Schweitzer, which he said that happiness is nothing more than good health and a poor memory. So how can you explain it all totally? I love it. So let me tell you what I think happiness is. I think happiness is about harmony. And you want to have harmony with three things. First, harmony inside yourself. And then harmony in your environment. And lastly, harmony with your purpose for living. And what this does is it gets you, and you can imagine this now, that you're truly loving you despite any perceived faults. That you are thankful and grateful for everybody and everything around you. and that you are doing what is most meaningful to you. That, in my view, is happiness. So I don't know. Does that work for you guys?
Yes.
Well,
yes.
There's probably just no other way to live.
No other way to live really well. Woo-hoo!
Absolutely.
You can try, but I think so. It's not good.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you it's working for me. Like, it's not perfect. There are advantages and disadvantages to everything.
Everything is.
But I love the advantages of this, and I find the disadvantages to be way less consequential.
Yes, if we accept the things how they are, so what it is, and that's it.
Exactly.
You're just one awesome chick.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Yeah, that is so awesome.
Yeah. So, do we really want to pay the cost of unhappiness? Sorry. You know, the cost of unhappiness with all its pain, its deteriorating relationships, its financial and physical costs, and its the cost of regret, because we don't take important action. And then we go, oh, I wish I'd have done that. Oh, I wish I'd have done that. Oh, I wish I'd have done that. And then that cost of regret is one of the highest costs of all. So the wow, I wish I could read that. But that cost is ongoing every day in and day out. And the only ways that we can let it go and get rid of it are these tools that we've been talking about.
So when you said, wow, I wish I could read this, and Will Chang, thank you for that comment, because I always like to find out when you don't know something, you said, wow, I wish I could read this. So is it like when we have an issue or something coming up in our life, wow, I wish I could understand this a little better? Yeah,
so usually I'm a little less wishy-washy about that.
But I mean, it's a direct question. I mean, it's
yeah. So it's in the positive direction.
Right.
Something that I really expect to do or to get, then I'll word it much more firmly than that. But on something like, I don't really think I'm going to learn Japanese.
Yeah.
So then that's why I say, I wish I could read that.
but that doesn't really that allows the answer to come, because you left it in the question.
Like if ever there's a possibility or a reason, then it could come in. Yes.
Oh, that's a very good way of looking at it, because everything could be a question when you're not quite sure about something.
Yeah. I'd love to know that.
I'd love to know that. What would it take for me to understand that? What would it take for me to be aware of that?
Yeah, exactly. How can I get that?
Yeah, exactly. That's powerful.
That's a really great question.
Yeah.
We sit and we fuddle around with these minor league questions all the time. And they get us exactly where we don't want to go. Yeah. Well, if you want to understand that more fully, I would truly recommend the book, because it has, not only the understanding of it, but the tools to get there as well. So you can get that online. Happiness Works. Get yours here. And if you want some help doing all those exercises, then I'm happy to help out and do some coaching. So, look at that. It's 2:52.
Yeah, and it's Lavon.
So, Yeah. So do we want to keep on paying this cost of unhappiness?
I think the cost is very apparent here. We can even lose our karma that we brought in because we can actually turn our thoughts into something more positive and stop the repetitious thoughts of something we've read out of a book or got from an astrology program. Sorry, astrologers, but I think it's really true when we look at how we perpetuate things with psychics and what people tell us, all that stuff, is to be really careful that we look for the positive and we turn that positive into what we are looking for in our hearts and minds and souls.
Find the good.
First.
Yes, find the good.
Find the good. Let that, and don't even speak about the bad.
Always
in everything. Find the good in everything.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
There is good and bad in almost everything.
That is.
And so we can find the good. And that everything includes us.
For sure. Without us, how we can do it?
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Accept yourself how you are, and that's it.
No matter how it is, it's just start accepting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can start to build up yourself after.
Start to build up.
Building. Well, you can build yourself up.
Yes.
Oh, build yourself up. Yes. That's exactly the thing to do. Become the one that you want to be. And we've talked about that, right? The key verb to pay attention to is becoming.
Yes, becoming will always becoming.
Yeah, because no matter what you're doing or not doing, becoming, you are always becoming something or somebody.
Ari says, well said. I completely agree. In my experience, he's got some experience. Ari, jump on. Well, we'd love to have you.
Good.
And really it really makes a huge impact. And you know what? It really, really does. And and we're looking at that part of us that really resonates deep inside, that we know that we can repetitiously say good things over and over to ourselves. We're shifting our circumstances in our life every day, at every moment.
Yeah.
Yes.
And let's be shifters for the better.
Yes.
Well, you're an inspiration. I have never heard, Linky, you've never said a bad thing on this blab.
No.
Because I learned I don't use the things and the words what they don't serve me anymore. I change my language and the words what they don't use anymore, so that you don't hear.
Ari says, can't ignore the cost benefit of what we gain or lose with being happy or sad.
Exactly. And this cost is the widest cost that you can imagine. Because in the end, if we're not happy, we are wasting life.
That's a big statement. You'll stand on that statement? And that's no bullshit.
That's true.
So
love your also, Wilting. I wish I could read Japanese, and he believes that I can because I'm happy. I believe that I can too. The question is it high enough up my priority list to put my attention and focus there? And right now it isn't, but someday it might be.
That's right. Yes.
All right. So, unless there are any other questions, I think we should sign off for today. And boy, do we have a doozy for you tomorrow.
Yeah, but we have to change it up for tomorrow.
Oh, good.
Yeah, we can't. It's going to be a little different than what we thought, but
That's
or
okay.
maybe we'll do it anyway. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
It's all good.
Come see us tomorrow, and you're in for a great surprise.
Have a great day, everybody.
Wonderful day. Bye, bye, bye.
Bye, bye. Much love. Thank you.
Take care. Stay well. Have
Blessings,
fun.
blessings.